I have in my hand some random sentences written on pieces of paper. And I don't know about you, but at least once a week in my house, one of my kids will look up from their smartphone and insert a completely random sentence into a conversation because they weren't paying attention. Now, this is your chance to insert these into the conversation that we're going to have. My two improvisers are going to work out a little scene, and they're at random going to reach up, pick these up off the floor, and put them into their dialogue. So before we start, if I could please get from you an object that they might be talking about.
Cat toy.
A cat toy? Okay, cat toy, and this is phrases.
I think Mr. Mids is depressed.
Depressed because I'm depressed.
How can you be depressed? We've got a cat. They're like happiness engines. They just go around, they climb things, they scratch things. They're so cool. I mean, every time I see Mr. Mids, I'm like, you are not the father.
I know. I mean, Mr. Mittens had all those kids. I mean...
He's not the father. I tell you, those kittens look nothing like him.
That's why I'm so sad, though. I'm afraid you might have cat AIDS.
That's just depressing. I never thought about that.
You know, I'm sitting on a menstrual stain. That's why I'm so depressed. That explains it. I just remembered.
I had no idea. I thought you were just... I thought it was the chili I cooked last night. Purple balloons?
Dad, it's not working. You're not cheering me up. Holy catfish, Batman!
Look. I know you're moody and everything, and your mom's not around, and I gotta deal with your... You know... I just want to make you feel better, so... My cat is embezzling from my IRA, and I'm just not even going to blame Mr. Mittens for that.
That's horrible, Dad.
I know! Who knew that cats could embezzle?
They totally can. They embezzle diseases from each other all the time.
I'm not sure that's the right word.
Let's see!
Game we're going to play, it's called Conducted Story, and the way that this game works is that our improvisers are going to tell a story based on your suggestion. And while they're telling the story, I'll have the freedom to stop and have another improviser take over where the last one left off. But they don't just tell you any story, they need a story of your suggestion. Can I get a title of a story that's never been told yet?
Bird watching in the Everglades.
Bird watching in the Everglades. This is Conducted Story.
So one day I just took a pair of binoculars and decided to go to the Everglades, but it was pretty hard because I had to row my boat down the swamp.
I noticed rowing my boat that my oar got stuck in the mud because the Everglades are really thick, so I decided to stay there.
But then I thought, I didn't pack a lunch. I'm going to starve out here. No one ever said there wasn't a concession stand.
So I went to the local deli, and they were closed, and that's when bird watching became bird eating.
Turkey vultures, everywhere. I didn't know what to do with them. I lost my gun, it fell in the water. I had to go dive in and pick it up. And then when I picked it up, they were all gone. It was very eerie.
And then I was all wet, so I had to go dry off. So I went, and then I found this one bird.
It was just blue with black. I didn't know what it was. It was like 6 foot tall.
It sort of looked like a dinosaur, so I figured best cuisine ever.
After eating the bird, I decided that, you know what, I need to go take a swim. So
I'll jump back in the water. Maybe I can find some other guns. You never know.
But there were no guns in the water. I just found a dead alligator and a fetus on the ground.
But then another alligator that was alive actually came and swooped at the fetus and then tried to go for me, so I had to go gator wrestling.
And during this gator wrestling, I actually got the fetus and all of a sudden it started to cry. And then during its crying, so I figured I opened the fetus and there was a...
I assumed it had to be the super baby. I mean, obviously, it was the spawn of...
That dead alligator.
See?
All right, everybody, how are you? We're going to play another game. It's called Alter Egos. Now, in this scene, we have Sandy and Noelle. They're going to be sitting and interacting we have Dean and Kim, and they're going to be their egos. Now, anytime they can interject by placing their hand on their person's shoulders, but they cannot hear each other's egos, of course, we all can. Now, I need a suggestion from you guys. Give me an occupation.
Taxidermist.
What?
Taxidermist.
Taxidermist? We have anything else?
Librarian.
Librarian? Anything else?
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist? You're full of them. All
Dead
right.
body remover.
What?
Dead body remover.
Sounds like the same as taxidermist. Say archaeologist?
His is probably more like a word.
Archaeologist it is! This is alter ego. Go.
Do you know how to dig this up? I cheated my way through religion.
I know you cheated off me. I'm analyzing. First things first, we need tools.
Tools. I love tools.
And I don't mean the mankind, I mean actual tools to dig things with. Next, we need experience. So we're gonna sit down for 30 minutes. I'm gonna speak to you on how to dig this up, all right? And then we'll get to it.
I can't process things that quickly. I'm sorry.
Okay, 45 minutes. All this is just a ploy. I'm so in love with her. Just 45 minutes and you and me, and nothing else, and this faucet.
I just wanna dance.
So,
Last night was fun.
oh, you're telling me. I've never actually sat next to a woman before. It was quite a big lie. I've sat next to her many times. In fact, she's going to be number 455. It was quite extravagant, actually. And your eyes, I must say,
Oh my god, he's talking about my eyes.
they're wonderful.
Oh, okay.
I just mentioned her eyes. I really don't care. Yeah. So,
So how about that archaeology homework again?
right. Have I said anything about your hair? Last night when we were sitting next to each other.
Okay.
I know.
I have a boyfriend, and this is all flattering and all, but can we just do our job? I mean, I know I don't know how to do it or anything, but
That's what I'm
change
here
the
for.
subject.
I'm here to teach you things you've never even thought of.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Tom, I can tell you've never actually talked to a woman before.
Oh, Sally, I have. If you only knew. So,
Ew, what is that?
that's definitely a bone.
Ew!
It's part of the whole experience. Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
He is so disgusting.
Bones are part of the whole experience.
And Dean!